To perform dry needling, I need to show you how to remove the needles from the acupuncture box and to prepare them for needling. So let's have a look at the acupuncture box itself. So this is a typical acupuncture box, and on the outside of the box it's got the dimensions of the needles inside. What it says on this box is that the needles are 0.22 times 30 millimeters. That means that the gauge of the needles is 0.22, that means the diameter of the shaft, and the length of the needle is 30 millimeters. Let's have a look inside the box and show you how the needles are presented. Inside the box is 100 needles, but each of these blister packs contains 5 needles, and so there's 20 of those making 100 needles. This is the last chance for you to find out what gauge the needle is, the dimensions of the needles. So once you take them out of the blister pack, you can no longer tell what type of needle that is. So it's really important to make sure that when you place the needles in your kidney dish ready for use, you keep all the same dimensions in one kidney dish. Let's have a look at how we remove the needles from the blister pack. Remember, inside the blister pack they're sterile. Once you remove them, they're not sterile, so you really need to use them straight away. Okay, remove the wrapping like so and bend back the plastic. Grab with a pincer grip between my thumb and index finger all the guide tubes, pull them out and pop them into the kidney dish. Then put the wrapping in a separate kidney dish so that you've only got the acupuncture needles in one kidney dish and all the wrapping in another. Before we have a look at the actual needle itself and how to handle it, I prepared a needle already so that I can explain to you the components of an acupuncture needle. And just by magic, I've got one I prepared earlier. Here it is. So this is a typical acupuncture needle. In this case, it's a stainless steel needle, but they can come in other types of copper around the handle. They can also come into plastic in this area here, which makes them lighter and non-conductive. Some needles can be used for other processes like electroacupuncture and need a metal handle. So this is a wound up handle, stainless steel, and the shaft is stainless steel as well. Importantly, this shaft here, that's the 30 millimeters of shaft. It has a needle end here, and that's not actually that pointy. It's actually rounded, and that makes it more comfortable when you're placing it into muscle tissue. So that's the acupuncture needle. Let's have a look at what happened before that, how to get that acupuncture needle. So what you've got in here is a guide tube and the needle and the tab. The tab retains the acupuncture needle in the guide tube. To remove this tab means that you'll be ready to use the needle. So how do we do that? Well, there's 2 ways you can do that. One is a little cumbersome and probably a beginner way to do this, and it's not my preferred option, but I'll show you it anyway because it's a good way to start. What's required is that you must make sure that the needle in the guide tube is parallel to the ground so you don't drop the needle once the tab is removed, and you use a pincer grip with your non-operating handle here to remove the tab. Get rid of that, pop that into the waste kidney dish and place a pincer grip again so that you've got the guide tube and the handle of the needle pressed between your thumb and index finger ready to use. So that's the demonstration for the first method. The second method is a little more tricky, but it's worth having a go and practicing that because it looks so much better. Well, let's show you what that looks like. Pop your fingers like this on the bottom of the guide tube so that I can retain the guide tube as I then pull the tab out of the top and retain the needle against the guide tube. So what I do is I hold it down and pull the tab out, pop it into the waste kidney dish, and then I'm ready to go. And in real time, this is what I'll be doing. Here it is, and we're ready to go.